What's going on, world, man? Welcome to another great episode of Indie Music Major Business. I am your host, Muggs Amillion, also the author of the Indie Music Major Business Guide to Your First Royalty Check book. Audio book is available right now on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, everywhere you as an indie music professional go and listen to and stream your music. You can go and find the audio book. Again, Indie Music Major Business, a guide to your first royalty check. That's right, y'all. So y'all already know the goal, man. Shout out to Money United with Game. We pushing, we keeping the artists out here motivated, educated, and elevated when it comes to the music industry, especially the major business of the music industry. Today, man, I want to touch on something completely different. As far as most of the topics y'all heard me cover, everything is normally, we just covering how to make money off of your royalties, educating y'all on some of the process to cover your publishing and things of that nature. But today I want to dig a little deeper, go a little further into the major business of the music industry. And we're going to talk a little politics today, man. Not the way you may be thinking, but in a major way. You know what I mean? Politics do play a big part in our rights as songwriters and musicians and creators. And so, yeah, we're going to touch on it, man. I got a couple clips I'm going to play for y'all today. Again, we're doing something a little different, expanding the horizon, and just trying to expand your mindset, man. Again, indie music major business. You as an indie music professional, you got to stay abreast, keep yourself in tune on the major business that's happening within the music industry. All right, so today, it kind of came about because, again, as y'all heard some of my episodes, I go over my journey, especially y'all that tuned in, been tuning in since the very first episode. And I introduced myself and gave y'all the background on my history, my walk in it all. So during some of my time frame, looking to find this clip that I'm gonna play for y'all here in a second. But during my time frame of living down in Atlanta and on my journey in my music career down there, I was a part of the Atlanta chapter Recording Academy. For y'all not familiar with what the Recording Academy is, that's AKA the Grammys, right? That's the Grammys. But it's basically the actual affiliation side of the Grammys, outside of like their music award show and all of those things. It's like the real people that are members. You got voting members, you got people that are just registered members that can still, this is the process, again, of the Grammys that people outside looking in, they're just watching the show, don't understand the real logistics of how the Grammy Awards and how the Recording Academy operates. So as a member of the Grammys, you're able to submit the music that can even be considered nominated, right? Myself, Muggs Amillion, I had a project called Kid Problems, and I released it back in 2016. It was actually considered for a Grammy nomination for the children's album category, though. They had a best children's album category. I had my son on there. Shout out to Brenda Best, one of the songwriters that contributed on there and sung and performed on there with me. Shout out to my guy Ever J, produced a few tracks on there. Of course, my main guy played that beat, Wee Wee. And so it was a good uplifting type project that I put out, dedicated to motivating and inspiring the youth. At the time, like I said, man, my son was going through those actual kid problems himself. And so, I had a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club down in Atlanta. We had a partnership with Big Brothers, Big Sisters down there in Atlanta. And it was a major movement, man. Shout out to my guy Mo Tracks. He got a couple of tracks on there with me and did a lot of the production and recording on there and stuff, though, man. But through that journey, outside of me submitting music to be able to get considered for a Grammy nomination, I was also a part of the advocacy movement, though. You had Grammys on the Hill, Grammys in my district. And what would happen was when we had certain political issues on the table that affected us as musicians, we would go and meet with our local congressman. So I was part of a group that went and met with Representative Hank Johnson down there in Georgia. And, it was happening throughout the entire country. All the districts throughout the country, all the different chapters was doing the same thing, man. Grammys on the Hill, rather, and Grammys in my district. it was a movement that we were doing at that time frame. I think this was around 2016, 2017. And what happened was it led to the Music Modernization Act being passed. This was actually signed into law by President Trump, who was the president his first term during this time. And the Music Modernization Act actually got passed. You know, it initially was the Fair Play Act. But again, it was effective. You know, we as the music community came together on an advocacy level to push forth this bill, and it was signed into law. So I'm gonna play a little clip to kind of give y'all a little more insight on what the actual Music Modernization Act consisted of.
In 2018, the Music Modernization Act was passed, and that created a blanket license for interactive streaming services like Spotify. They created this body called the MLC, which was there to administer this blanket license. Before 2018, there was a big back and forth and a dispute as to whether or not streaming music on a service like Spotify was considered a mechanical use of the musical compositions in those recordings, right? So basically services like Spotify were saying it's a public performance and there shouldn't be a mechanical license, but everybody at the end of the day agreed the Music Modernization Act was passed. And what that means is that there's a royalty generated anytime a musical composition is streamed on Spotify.
So yeah. So basically, like you said, so what had happened was during that time frame, Spotify was really kind of getting over on songwriters and people that was releasing music on their platform. So what the Music Modernization Act was signed into law and able to do, started allowing us to not only get paid like the performance royalty money that your BMI and ASCAP send you, but actually being paid a mechanical royalty for those streams as well, almost in, you know, the same likeness of when hard copy CDs were being sold. That's when you started hearing the whole, you know, it takes 1,500 streams to be considered an album and all these kind of things that they started factoring in. And, you know, it became a double way for, you know, the double portion of what we were supposed to be getting paid to begin with. So again, he mentioned an organization on there that's heading all this whole thing, the MLC, the Music Licensing Collective. So if you're not affiliated with the Music Licensing Collective, that's something I suggest you do as well, though, the MLC. In the description, I'll drop a link to their website as well. So it'll be down there in the description, man. So y'all tune in and get in tune with what they got going on over at the MLC. They probably got some money sitting there waiting on you. If you ever had music released and it's sitting out there on Spotify and some of these streaming platforms, the MLC possibly has some money somewhere sitting and waiting on you, man. So definitely want to go get your stuff set up with them. Start registering your music with them the proper way. Again, it's similar to registering your music with BMI and ASCAP. Again, if you take care of your business will take care of you. You're going to hear me say that a whole lot moving forward on these episodes, man, because this is a business. You as an indie music professional are responsible for taking care of the major business that comes with the music industry if you want to get paid for your music. So again, go check out the Music Licensing Collective. Go and check out and dig deeper into the Music Modernization Act and find out what that was all about and what that's got going on, how that's benefiting you right now as a music creator and songwriter, putting out music on streaming platforms. You know, again, man, I'm your host, Mugs Amillion, in the building, man. I hope y'all following me on Instagram right now. If you're not, go and find your boy at MUGS_A_million. Link is in the bio, link is in the description. Go and subscribe to the channel right now. If you haven't subscribed already to Money United with Game TV, make sure y'all share this with another indie music professional that needs to be motivated, educated, and elevated when it comes to the music industry. Again, man, the book is available. Indie Music Major Business, a guide to your first royalty check. That's right, a guide to your first royalty check. A lot of y'all is out here been in the music game for so long. You've released so many albums, mixtapes, EPs, singles, whatever you call it, but you haven't yet received a royalty check for your music. That's not good. That's not good. I mean, these people paying out money every quarter, meaning every 3 months, they sending money out to people that have their music properly registered and that are taking care of their business. We getting paid for ours. Are you getting paid for yours? That's what you need to want to know. You know what I'm saying? So for real, man, go take care of your business, man. It's your boy Muggs Amillion. I'm in the building. Thank y'all for tuning in. Holla at your boy, man. Live from the Music City. Let's go. Yeah, just like that.